In today's video, we're checking out the David Weekley homes currently for sale in Easton Park. We're going to tour the model home, tour 3 different homes currently available, talk about the price point, the incentives, and my personal opinion, which I think there's a clear winner on which floor plan wins in this video, but we're going to go through all of that right now. Hey, Daniel here, local Easton Park real estate expert. If you're thinking making a move to the Easton Park neighborhood, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. You know, as a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate, I was actually a band director. I was a percussion director at the high school level before I made the switch in careers. And I found that the skills and values that drew me to education and that helped me become a successful educator have transferred over really well into real estate. Honesty, hard work, effective communication, and actually caring about my clients and their goals is still very important to me. You know, I really don't see much of a difference from being an educator to being a realtor. Instead of helping students, empower themselves and clean their diddles on a drum, I've now gone into helping adults make good financial and lifestyle decisions. But at the end of the day, it's just helping people make better decisions and being an advocate for them and a personal advisor. So if you are considering buying or selling in the area, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to get to know you, get to know your situation, and help you make clear and confident decisions throughout the entire real estate process. All of that contact info can be found in the description below. All right, let's go check out the model home and talk about some of the incentives and price points that David Weekley are offering. Okay, so where we are today is Nelson Village. This is a gated community in Easton Park. It's actually the only gated community in Easton Park, and these are all David Weekley townhomes. The model home you're looking at right now is the Alderwood. This is a 2,149 square foot home. It is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath. Every unit here is going to be a 2-car garage. And as with any model home, don't fall in love with all the extra stuff they did, right? They put a lot of things in their model homes that don't actually come with their homes, but you get a sense of the layout, the size of the kitchen, the size of the island, and just kind of, if you like that layout, that's helpful for you to know. But you know, all the extra stuff they put on the walls, the countertops, just be aware that's usually not included. That's why after this we're gonna go check out some inventory homes. As far as what they have here, they have 29-foot attached homes, meaning you have a shared wall. And they call it the Jewel series. And then they have 34-foot detached. When I say 34 versus 29 foot, I'm talking about the width of their lots, okay? So they are quite small lots. In the Jewel series, the 29-foot, they have 5 different floor plans. And in the Haven series, those are the 34-foot detached, they have 6 different floor plans. Now, these aren't quite spec homes, but they're also not quite to be built. They have a set idea, and I'll actually put on screen right now the lot map so you can kind of get a sense of their future plans here. But they have basic idea of what they're going to put where, but you can come in and pick packages for design. So it's not a spec home as far as you have no decision making. You can put design packages in place, but it's not like some of the other new builds in Easton Park where you can do structural upgrades and make all of those design choices and literally pick a lot and pick a floor plan. You don't get that level of upgrade here. The tax rate in this part of Easton Park is 2.576, and the HOA is $195 a month. Now that HOA is quite a bit higher. It's about $100 higher than the other parts of Easton Park. It's mainly because you're getting that gated community, 0 through traffic. That's really what you're paying for, and then they'll do landscaping in the front, but your backyard's going to be up to you to take care of that. Amenities here, they do have a small dog park within Nelson Village. Otherwise, you can go to the Union, which is the main amenity center for Easton Park. And as far as where we are, we're on the northeast corner of Easton Park, so you are very close to William Cannon. So if you are having to commute, that's great, commute north, I should say, because you were very close to 183. But yeah, I think that's it for the model home and the incentives. Now, I will say for their incentives, they don't make it simple. They kind of have it all over the place. So they're basically offering rate buy downs, and they have multiple ways to give you a rate buy down. From giving you a 2-1 buy down, where the first year at 2.99% APR, and then it goes up to 4.99 year 3 and onward. They'll do just a fixed rate of 4.99. They'll do 6% of the home's contract price up to $50,000 towards design center choices if you get in early enough, or just buying the rate down. So they have a lot. It's it's unique based on how much your down payment is and what your credit score is. But they have a lot of ways for you to buy the rate down, which is good. It's not just a simple, we'll give you a 4.99. They have other methods too, so you have a choice of how you want to go about with those incentives. But cool, that's it for the model home. Let's go check out the first of 3 inventory homes. So the first David Weekley townhome we're going to check out is their lowest priced one, and it's going to be their smallest one available. This is the Brock Floorplan. It's part of their Jewel series, so it's a 29-foot attached, so you do have that shared wall. This one is 1,487 square feet. It's listed at $338,990, so $339,000. It's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, and this is the Fjord inspiration package as far as the design package that we'll see inside. Pan around so you can get a sense. I mean, there's a lot of work going on right now, so these will be private roads when it's all done. You can see we have this walkway that'll go towards the front. That's where the mail is, and that's where the food truck, the dog park is. And so we do have this shared wall with 1012B. I do like that we have a lot of rocks in the front, so very little landscaping necessary, but you do have a small kind of garden area here, so you do want to maintain plants. A decent sized little front patio space. This does feel quite private too. Now the lights are off because again, they're still working on this one. It's about a month left until it's complete. Beautiful front door. I really like that we have the natural light coming in, but still privacy there. I do wish I had a hole here, kind of a peephole. That's something you can definitely add in after the fact. Although I'd be a little worried about cracking the glass. Didn't think to check. So we just have the regular keyhole here, no keypad. And then just a regular doorbell. So I would definitely, after moving in, get a Ring doorbell or some camera doorbell, hardwire it in here so that you have a camera looking out since you can't see through the door. Just a security measure. Very small coat closet off to the side. It's nice though, it's tucked away. It's enough space. I like that they give us a big kind of landing here for that first step. So it's also nice that we don't have any carpet in those steps. Yeah, pretty narrow walkway, I will say, first thing when you walk in through the door. That being said, most people I feel like are gonna come in through the garage. Check out the garage. I love it when they do the natural light on top there. So the light's coming in, right? Obviously the light isn't on right now, but plenty of lighting in here. And it's high enough that you're not seeing people walk by. We have a tankless water heater. Pretty beefy tankless water heater. EV charger, that's great. Lots of wall outlets in here. There's 2 on each wall. Electrical panel. And then water system. Oh, interesting. So you can turn it off from the garage. Very cool. You don't have to run out to your front yard and figure out which valve turns off your water. Half bath downstairs. Pedestal sink, not my favorite, but I do like this flooring. Flooring looks great. Looks like it's LVP flooring, very hardy. Here's our main living area. Very small pantry. Large single basin stainless steel sink. Island's a decent amount of space, especially with the sink in it. You're getting a lot of workspace there. A lot of countertop space over here. Looks like we have the 5-burner range. It's not a built-in, so it's the range with the oven. Microwave above. And then you have your subway tile in the back. Lots of outlets here. Lots and lots and lots of outlets. Fridge washer dryer, I'm sure is something we can negotiate to get included. I like that we have this cut out here, so what I would probably do is extend at some point, just put another bar here. That'll help resale value in the future, and it's just nice to have more area if you want to put your coffee station here, maybe a bar for your drinks. Really wide windows. Now it's not the biggest living area. I mean, clearly, what I say, this was 1,487 square feet. It's not bad though. All bedrooms are upstairs, which is what I was expecting. But for this price point, I mean, just to kind of give y'all some context there, with Easton Park, really the lowest price you can get is around high 200s, maybe 280, 290. And those are for very small Brookfield condos, and I'm saying like 1,100 square feet. So this being close to 1,500 square feet, and it's in the low 300s, the price point's really good. So I'm impressed with everything I'm seeing so far for this price. And those Brookfield condos are 2 bedrooms, so getting a 3-bedroom is priced even better. Really good amount of space. Another thing, you know, I'm just grading this against those Brookfield condos because they're in the same price point. Those condos go up to the high 300,000, so we're in the same ballpark. What you don't get with those is a yard. And this is a much bigger yard than I was actually expecting from a townhome. Now I'm wondering if it's just the side of street we're on, because you're seeing those townhomes right behind us. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but it's much closer to their back fence. And we have this massive yard compared to them. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, very interesting. But this is a fantastic amount of space and really good amount of privacy too. Very cool. I'd buy this house just for that yard and privacy. I mean, that's for the lowest price. Very impressive. All right, let's check out upstairs. So obviously a con is, you know, primary bedroom is upstairs. Again, this price point, that's what you're gonna have to deal with in Easton Park. I do like that we don't have carpet on the stairs. That's pretty rare. And if you have animals like me, the carpet just gets ripped up. People walk up and down the stairs even without animals. Good amount of natural light coming up the stairs. This is pretty narrow, very, very narrow. And it looks like we have a utility closet, not a utility room. Pretty wide though, and pretty deep, so washer dryer can fit pretty comfortably in here. Problem is when this is open, nobody's walking through. I mean, seriously, that is a really small walkway. Pretty small bedroom, probably 10 by 10 foot. Maybe a hair smaller actually. This is a pretty tight room. Here's the other room. This one's definitely bigger. Yeah, this is much bigger. So I do like that they're not just kind of carbon copies of each other, but you can use the space how you need to. So maybe you don't need 3 bedrooms and you're gonna use one of those as an office. That's a great office option because it's smaller. Here's our guest bathroom. I do like the single faucet, really easy to clean. Just having that one faucet right there, it's really nice. Yeah, this looks great. I wish it was floor to ceiling tile. Again, not a big deal. I do like that they put the built-in shelf already and that we have a towel rack that is actually usable nearby. Yeah, I like all the materials in here. This looks nice. And then the primary. So we get the fan, we get 2 windows looking out to the front of the home. And then it looks like our primary bath and closet are separated. Pretty good shower space. Again, floor to ceiling, it's just a small thing. Add 1 more tile. It really makes that look a lot better. 2 sinks, that's good. Got the dual vanity. Then we have a linen closet, and then the toilet is separated. And then on this side, when I walked in, I noticed the closet is separated. I do like we have natural light, I could already tell, right? A little bit of natural light poking in the closet here. It's okay. It's not great. It's a little bit better, honestly, than I was expecting. Again, this price point in Easton Park. I do like that it has the built-in shelves. So cool. This was a really strong start. I'm actually pretty impressed. That backyard was crazy to me. I'm curious. Is it just this street, just this type? I mean, we're looking at the Jewel series, which are the 29 foot. The other series, the Haven series, are 34 foot, so you would think they would have the better yard. So a little confused, if I'm being honest, on it might just be this side of the street, but that's good for you to know if you're looking at this price point. We need to figure out, okay, well, which one has the bigger yard, and am I paying a premium for that? Because, like I said, this is the lowest price, and that yard was way nicer than I was expecting. So yeah, this is really good. Cool, so this is a great starting point. Now let's go up a little bit in price and size and see how it compares. The next one we're checking out, I'm going to try to be quick because they're still working on this property. This is going to be one of their Haven series, so the 34-foot detached. This is 1,693 square feet, so about 200 more square feet than the previous house. Quite a big price jump though, $395,646. This is a 2-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, so I'm very curious to see. Immediately I'm thinking it's bigger, only 2-bed, and it's what, 60 grand higher, 55 grand higher? So I'm not feeling it, but let's see, right? Let's see what's going on with this one. We were just over there, so now we're checking out this one. Like I said, detached, so not having a shared wall. And just so we can kind of see, it's interesting, this one specifically, because we have this walkway here that's going to be an easement, so that's public walkway. And so your front door is actually off to the side here. It's a beautiful front door. So you have this front patio, or side patio I should say, but there will be people walking here and there will be a house right there. And I don't think I mentioned, this one is the Brentley floor plan. Like I said, they're still working on it, so you kind of have to envision the space. Very interesting. Okay, so this looks like it's an office with the glass doors. But the office leads to the backyard and a tiny stoop. What is going on? We had an awesome patio in the previous home. Now I'm wondering if the information they gave me on these sheets is off. It makes no sense. This one's way more expensive and has a tiny uncovered stoop instead of a large back patio. So it's on their inventory sheets, so that's what I'm going off of when I spoke with the lady. Okay, I don't think this is a 2-bed. Let's see. So we have one bedroom down here. Very small closet, just the one window looking out to the back. It is on the first floor though. And kind of a mudroom area here with full bath downstairs. You'll see the same materials through each of their homes. Nothing too surprising there. This goes to the garage, all right, 2-car garage. Pretty small car garage. You can see from the wall to the door, it's, I mean, maybe 4 inches. It's really tight. You would not be able to fit 2 cars in here. You do get the EV charger, tankless water here, all of that standard, the irrigation system. The driveway is long enough though, so you wouldn't need to fit 2 cars in there. Then we have this kind of interesting nook to the side with a coat closet. All right, walking up the stairs. Like that we have this, a lot of natural light. It's we actually got 2 windows. A lot of natural light there. And a little windowsill for you to put stuff on. Ah, the plot thickens. Okay, so we have a half bath here. Great amount of natural light coming in. I mean, yeah, this is really good. Your living space here. Again, good about natural light, massive wall. Much larger island than the previous home. Similar pantry. This one has the built-in range, so you actually get some more storage underneath the range, and the built-in oven, microwave in the cabinetry, so it just looks a lot nicer. This will be covered, right? It'll look kind of like the model home. Space for the fridge. Are these soft close cabinets? Not quite. Not bad though. Very, very, very interesting layout with the kitchen and living room upstairs. So then we have washer dryer. This is bigger than a closet, right? Much more space. And then this is your primary. Primary is actually smaller than the previous house, which is very interesting. I wasn't expecting that. With the primary bedroom, It kind of, for me personally, again, personal opinion, as long as it's big enough to fit a king-size bed comfortably with 2 side tables and a wardrobe if you want to put, you know, something at the end of the bed, then it's fine. And so I think this bedroom's fine. It's just the other one was bigger, which is surprising to me that they made that decision. And then walking in here, natural light in the corner there, again, tile to the ceiling. It's a small thing, but it's just bugging me. Okay, dual vanity, toilet off to the side, and then kind of a wraparound closet thing. I like that David Weekley doesn't put doors towards their closets. I always like that about them. Super interesting house. I mean, the other one's a clear winner to me for just the price reduction alone and having that 3rd bedroom. But this is just very different living situation. So this would work. You know, you might be in a situation where you have someone older living with you, or someone just that wants to have their own space away from you. Well, then they have their full bedroom and bathroom downstairs. So they don't have to walk up and down stairs every day. That's all easy access for them right down there. And then upstairs is the common area with the kitchen, living room, and then your primary bedroom. But it's a very specific situation. The laundry room's upstairs, so that's not great for the person living downstairs. They have to walk up and down with the laundry every day. But yeah, interesting home. I feel like this would be tough in the resale market down the road because it's just, the primary's still upstairs, but then people have kids, right? Okay, primary's upstairs, but my kids are in the bedrooms right next door. That's fine. With this, no, the kids are downstairs, you're upstairs. You know, that's just weird. It's a safety issue at that point. So yeah, I'm not really feeling this one. I might have one more. It looks like they're working on it right now, but I'm gonna see if I can walk in and take a quick video of that. It'll be the largest one yet. So hopefully I'll see you in one more home. All right, we can see one more home. So this one, we're back to the attached, the 29-foot Jewel series. This one is the Betterment Floorplan, 2,080 square feet. It's listed at $379,990, so 380 is actually a little bit less than that previous one. It is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, and this is the Oceana Inspiration Package. If you like the, it's basically the backsplash and the countertops, right? Pan around so you can see, right, we started over there. That was the house we just came from. They're all kind of building in the same area. Let's check this one out. I'm more liking the attached homes now. Now I will say, coming through the garage first, with attached walls, right, shared walls, a lot of people have concerns about that. What I always recommend, I don't think that should be a deal breaker for anybody. If the layout of the home and the price makes sense, you know, it makes sense. Don't let a shared wall be the deciding factor to stop you from moving forward with something. What I would recommend is when you look at the home, close the garages, close the doors, have someone go. Hopefully the unit next door is vacant. If not, hopefully the person over there is nice and will let you scream. But have someone go into that primary bedroom, into the living room, scream the top of their lungs, and see what it sounds like in this house. And that should really be the deciding factor, right? But you should have that info instead of just being worried that the shared wall is going to cause noise issues, okay? As far as this garage, again, they're all relatively small as far as the width goes. But they're all going to have EV chargers. They're all going to have the tankless water heater, which helps with your energy bill. So I'm glad to see David Weekley doing that. Then we have this is also still being built, obviously. Good amount of storage space under there. This leads into our kitchen living area, so definitely more traditional. Still a small pantry. Should have handles included in this one. It may just be because the other ones aren't fully built out yet. That's why we don't have handles. So we don't get the fancy built-in range. You still get a 5-burner range with the oven and microwave. It's just not built into the cabinets. I think it's fine. Obviously, it's a nice upgrade to have that built in, but you know, is it worth an extra $20,000? I don't think so. Good sized countertop. Oh, that's interesting. So this one, you can't quite see it, but it curves. Curves out a little bit. I wonder why they did that. or maybe it's broken. I don't know. It looks like it's supposed to be curved. This dining area over here, which is good, it's out of the way. And then a smaller yard. And the more I look at other homes, the more I'm impressed with that one over there. That's the first one we saw, the green grass. This footprint, you can tell, is further back, right? So we just lose yard space. That first footprint was quite small. Still a good amount of privacy-ish. You just have that one neighbor, but at least their porch is on the opposite side. But still, I wish it wasn't wrought iron fencing between the two neighbors there. That's not great. We need to ask, what can we do to put over that fence to give us some privacy? We're hanging out in our backyard. Massive windows. Yeah, they did a good job. You know, it feels a little dark in here, but again, all the lights are off. And I think they did their best with the windows they can do. It's just kind of tricky because you are so close to your next door that's the reason the light's being blocked right now. It's not so much lack of windows, it's there's a building right next door. Coat closet, and this was the front door. All right, and check out upstairs. Again, no carpet on the stairs, which is great. Oh, nice. I get a landing up here. Let's explore this direction. Very long landing. 2 windows. These are our guest bedrooms. I prefer this house in layout much more than that second house we just came from. The 3 bedrooms and the layout just makes a lot more sense. Good size bathroom, just the one sink, it's fine. Like that we have the landing here, and a loft area. And then we have a linen closet, utility room, no cabinets. I wish they did cabinets. And then massive primary bedroom. This is a showstopper. I was just saying you don't need this much space, but when you do, it definitely catches people's eye. I mean, if you stage this well, or you put the bed and then maybe a reading nook, like chairs over here, you got plenty of room to do that. Looks great. And then that I assume will go there. Walk-in shower and the soaking tub. Some people really like a tub, so even if you don't use it, that can help with resale down the road. Okay, kind of a small closet still. I do like the natural light in here, but not a ton of space. It's not terrible. Shower's great. Shower's a good amount of space there. I wish that jutted out so we had kind of a built-in shelf, you know, in the shower. Built-in bench, I should say, not shelf. And then walk-in toilet. Cool. Okay. Very interesting. I don't know what's going on. I am as confused as you guys are. That first house was the best one by far. I mean, it was the cheapest. Clearly, you're losing a lot as far as the utility room is a utility closet, and it's basically a walkway upstairs, so they can get a little tight. But for that price, comparing it to other new homes being built in Easton Park at that price, that's a clear winner. Now, if you're looking for something closer to $400,000, well, that opens up more opportunities with other homes too. So, you know, for me, looking at all the homes, we have 7 builders out here. So just thinking through all the homes in these price points, really it's David Weekley versus Brookfield, and Brookfield condos at this low 300,000 price range. If you're looking at something closer to 400,000 like this house, well, then you're looking at Brookfield courtyard homes. And so I would suggest, my personal opinion, again, just living here and also having bought a Brookfield courtyard home, David Weekley wins with that first house versus the Brookfield condo. That's a way better product than a Brookfield condo, okay? Brookfield wins with their courtyard homes versus this house. I do like this house. I feel like the courtyard, you just get a little bit more space. The price per square foot, yeah, there's certain things about that house that I prefer. This one, you do get some of the yard, you don't get much in a courtyard, but you do get street parking, you have a little bit more space to breathe in the courtyard homes. and you can get a 2,000 square foot home for this price. So it's interesting kind of thinking of the two, but I think the lesson I've learned from this video today is that first house was a steal. I kept looking at my sheet going, wait, am I in the right house? It is a small house, but that yard is big. It's really big, which I didn't know those yards got this big over in Nelson Village. So I'm surprised that one is at the lowest price and with the best. I mean, that back patio was really nice. Yeah, there was a lot of things that really stood out to me with that. And then I was also surprised with the detached style home. I mean, that was just kind of an odd layout, so I just kind of learned I don't like that floor plan. Again, personal opinion. But there wasn't enough interesting about that other than, oh, we don't have a shared wall. And that was it. But that stoop in the backyard, like, what are we doing? Why is there not a covered patio? If everything had a stoop, fine, that's what they're doing. But for the, a lower priced home to have a nice back patio and that one to not have it, but be 60,000 higher doesn't make any sense. So yeah, clear winner. Definitely that first house we looked at. Obviously it's small, but again, if you're looking in that price range and you need a 3-bedroom, you want to be in a great neighborhood, that's a really, really, really good option. But if you are wanting to see everything that's out there, I do encourage you to contact me. I live in Easton Park. I've lived here for 5 years as of recording. I plan to live here for at least another 10, 12 years. I have bought 2 homes in Easton Park, but more importantly, I've helped many people move into our neighborhood. And so if you want a local expert that can help you kind of navigate all the options instead of having to go to 30 homes to figure it out, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. All the contact info can be found in the description below. It purely is me. Make sure you understand that you're not calling and then you're going to be stuck with my assistant or an AI bot that's going to call you and keep calling you back if I miss your call. It's literally my cell number down there. So don't hesitate. I have people calling, texting me who are even thinking of moving in 9 months, but they just wanted to introduce themselves. I'm always happy to chat real estate and answer any questions you may have up front. Don't feel like you have to wait to call me until you're ready to buy. Give me a call, let's chat, and I'd love to help you any way I can. But hopefully this video was helpful for y'all. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, I'll see you guys around the neighborhood.